And you're right to say that.
This actually
These are
does
all
the little
things
screen.
that are
I know, it's been a
completely
problem.
unpopular in today's Democratic Party, and that is something that has radically changed. And I think a lot of it started in I think in
I've been
2016
watching.
Trump
I
got
usually
elected.
watch
The
something kind of on the
Democratic
side.
Party
It's just sort of fun.
took a rapid shift away from the party that I joined over 20 years ago. It's unrecognizable.
Poles be Bengalis, which is kind of funny because I've been playing Bengalis a lot more recently, but sort of just stopped doing that. I've been going random a lot.
Of conservative people.
Some of these recordings are back to back to back.
Because
of course, it's probably kind of obvious.
the thing that I think the Republican
pretty
Party
good Dark Age.
conservatives,
I think there's some
Party
keys.
as a whole, but I would say those who call themselves conservatives
Dark Ages are being more consistent,
are
more
very
consistent.
much rooted
Let's look
in
at my
those
idle
fundamental
PC,
principles of the
12
Constitution,
seconds so far. 18,
freedom and limited government,
20,
and
30,
to live your own life. That once
like not great.
existed.
Definitely, some of the civilizations have such unique.
Party. And so
like,
I hear
the
conservatives all the
forward.
time saying,
I forget about that.
We miss.
I haven't played enough of the civilizations to remember all the unique things.
And imagine how quickly he would be drummed out of the Democratic Party.
Anyways, yeah, a minute of idleness, it's not as bad. 30 or less, I'm like more okay with.
And so, I think it goes back to the basics. It goes back to.
But I get everything walled and things are going, so I kind of don't care, I guess.
And how conservatives are very much rooted in that, whereas the Democratic Party has not only gone so far away from it. You're seeing now the news of the day as we're sitting here is how President Biden.
I guess I was doing some.
Kamala
they were trying to
Harris
scout rush too, but I was walled.
Are trying to reshape
I got one
the
kill,
third co-equal branch of government in the Supreme Court, and to exert control over it.
One military kill, I guess. I don't know what I killed. I guess a scout.
We have the executive branch, which is the presidency.
I don't know if I catch them right away.
And all of the federal agencies that fall under the executive. You have the legislative branch, which is Congress.
It's kind of fun going
House,
scouts.
and the Senate.
I like doing it.
And
like
then
trying
the
it
third
at least.
co-equal branch
It's definitely a
is
little
the
less
judicial
effective against
system,
regular players, I
which is
think.
the
But
Supreme Court.
man, just look. The AI could just scout more
like
hits.
a lot of the decisions that are coming out of the Supreme Court lately.
But they're great at booming
one of which,
and just
by the way, was
automating,
a
which is really something I just
decision
want to work on.
Came a few months ago saying
reacting to
we
stressful
are-
situations,
no
I think, is
state
one of the
is
more
allowed
important things in
to
Age of Empires. Honestly.
remove President Trump
Like
or any
booming and
candidate from the
fighting
ballot. That
is
needs
very
to be
important.
decided by the
Like
American
decision
people. The
making
Democrats
that's
hated
all the
that
most
decision.
important. But
they
secondarily,
are
reacting
trying
to
to
stressful
institute
situations
term
is
limits.
so important.
I think it was
So I have one more
14
military than they
years or
do.
16 years or something like that they're putting out there. And there are like 5 different things that the Democrats want to put in place that would
like the scout fight is the most fun. They kind of are wanting to push, but
these people are in. Like, oh my god,
we're doing the
I'll
same
have
thing except
only
I'm walled.
14 years. What am I going to do in my late 90s? You know. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have some judges who've been appointed in their late 40s. I think the underlying issue here
ILTC
is
time 1:30. It's
know
like, man.
that if
And I know feudal age
Supreme Court
pressure,
was
it's like
more
trying to get 5
aligned
bills. I only have
with
2 right
decisions
now.
and
So
policies
part of it sometimes I think
that
is just
the
my
Democrat
food is
elite support,
slow.
they would not be introducing any of these quote-unquote reforms. And it again, it goes back to the Constitution in the legislative branch and
looks like it's
executive
probably
branch trying to exert power and control over this system that exists to serve as a check on balance, so no single one of these overextends itself to the other.
And you're an independent now.
Yes.
Why did RFK not get the momentum that he should have done? He's a independent. He's sort of. I'm aware.
Now, if I
of
really
a
press
broad
down
range of
on the
sins,
scout attack,
but what did you make of his
I
campaign?
mean, they have
Why
spears,
did he not
that's the thing that
catch
sucks.
perhaps
They
the
get spears
wins
out.
that people were thinking
They
he might
have 8
I think
spears
there's
in the
probably
field.
a lot. I think
Jeepers.
there's a lot of reasons that go into
Yeah,
it.
it's a
The
little
fact
too
that
late
he
to just
started
go
running for
full-
president in the Democratic primary.
Too late to
He
go
is,
full.
he is. I don't know actually if he still calls himself a Democrat or not. I actually don't know that. I know he's running as an independent.
Scouts because he has too many spears.
But like Bernie is an independent who runs
Imagine
as
if
a
they
Democrat,
broken.
so
Though. They could have
whatever.
broken.
These are
I don't know.
Legos.
Look at how
But,
stupid they are.
he switched strategies.
You know,
pretty
honestly, their
late in the
stupidity
game.
maybe accounts for being a human.
Number
Like,
one.
not that they're human.
Number 2, the two-party system,
but at least AI has some
bought in
stupidity
and
too.
trying to
It's
prevent
kind of like playing
a viable third party.
Anyways,
from
yeah,
challenging
I was like,
either
well,
one of them.
I should
We've
throw
seen
that
that
down,
play
and
out
I
already.
fixed that
So in
too.
order
I guess I was
to,
still back there, but I ended up blowing that.
obviously we haven't seen it done successfully.
I had
in the
8
country,
kills
but
on
in
their
order
AD.
to even have a shot at it, in my view,
Well,
you would have
I'm
had to have
only
started and had a
5
very
or 4
strong
ahead.
strategy to do that much longer before he did. Have a lot more money. You'd need a ton of money because you're not only battling the Republican Party and the Democrat Party, you're battling the entire
Anyways, yeah, I'm
mainstream
kind
media
of
machine.
I'm definitely winning.
And
I don't get why this is.
and having to, you gotta have the money to be able to break through all of that.
Their economy is better than mine.
It's a huge feat, and it's a huge
I guess the
task.
resources collected. Man, I
what
don't
to
get
speak
why
of
their
getting on the
economy's
ballot.
better. But it is apparently.
RFK is not on. He's not on the ballot in
I
all 50
understand
states.
this stuff.
I don't know what his current count is, but even states that had previously accepted his signatures and have said, okay, we're on the ballot,
and I end up,
he's fighting
I
legal
know they
challenges
have
and lawsuits in many of those states.
or like not
when
polls, they
are
have
those going to be resolved? I don't
spearmen.
know.
Yeah, you don't
It's
have
a
long.
very
Is that what they're
tough-
called?
It's a
Pikemen.
tough
I know
situation.
pikemen's the second
Yeah,
version.
talking of those sort of
What are you guys
swings
called?
and
Spearmen,
moves,
yeah,
it
spearmen.
does,
I get
think,
spearmen and
create
skirmishers mixed up sometimes, the names.
Most people have no clue that in 2023
Yeah,
the
no
best
clue.
way to make money on Amazon is not with
just confusion. You know, people
So,
like
but anyways,
an easy,
yeah, I make
simple
skirms
narrative
at the right
and
time to kind of
why were you and what were you doing
counter their
before and what's
army.
actually going on?
Right.
So, given that you've had sort of
they are
some
close
pretty big
to going
swings over
castle.
the last decade or so, how do people know that that is coming from
I
a
have
place of
14 kills in there.
principles and
Nico. That's
motivation
pretty awesome.
and not
I'm
a
10
desire
ahead,
for
11
power
ahead.
and just more attention?
My foundation and principles haven't.
They only have 2.
They have always been
spearmen.
rooted.
I end up trying to push
always
out, I
been
think, with
rooted
my
in- for me, the reason why I ran is
What is it called?
how can I best be of
My
service to
skirmishers,
the
but
American people?
I end up going into that again. I think
And
that was
rooted
awesome.
in those principles of freedom and liberty, peace and security.
At least I'm making
And,
some
you know, my
tactical, like,
challenging
positional,
even leaders of
better
my own
decisions
party.
in the
President
AI.
Obama was the president.
Not that
I had
I
just
expect
gotten
that
elected
out of the
year
AI,
that I was
but
elected to
I'm making
Congress.
good like
He was
positional
president
decisions.
from
Because I end up
my
moving these
home
over here at the
state
end, I
of
get a lot of
Hawaii
kills.
originally.
Right now,
And you know, I think the first
and this is like kind of stupid. I don't have enough attention,
or,
but
sign to the leaders of the Democratic Party when I was elected to Congress that I wasn't just gonna be a
Party line.
follower, toe the party line, you know, go along, get along, that whole thing.
Jessica,
It
1,
came
2,
within the first 6 months of my
3.
being in Congress when President Obama said
Ooh,
that
a
he
lot of
was
low
gonna come
ones.
seek
4,
authorization from
5,
Congress to go and
maybe
start
6,
a
5
new
kills
regime
there.
change war in
That's not
Syria.
amazing.
I was sitting on the Foreign Affairs Committee.
I'm just doing a lot
and,
better than
you know, did all my due diligence and briefings and hearings and all of these things, and ultimately concluded that this would be a very bad idea.
I cannot believe. Yeah, I guess I had way too much gold and I pushed it all back to wood
and said
farming.
so publicly. I mean, this was why I ran for Congress.
They're almost
to
castle age.
actually be in a position to
But anyways,
at least influence,
I've been
impact,
doing better,
and
you
make
know?
those
Doing better.
decisions to prevent us from making those costly mistakes of the past that had taken the lives of people that I served with. Immediately,
and that's where I'm like, okay, go back to
I
base
was the
because
first
they have
Democrat-
stronger units.
first Democrat to
gas
speak
than I
out
do.
against President
So it's
Obama's
like, let's go
request,
castle.
and within 24 hours got a call from the White House, not saying, "Hey, Tulsi, can you
Get a
just
text from
explain to
my
us, like,
siblings. Thursday
what's your
nights
thought
we
process? Why are you coming out in such strong opposition? What are we not sharing that you whatever?
nights
There was
we-
none of that. It was just how dare you go
do a
against
thing.
your president? Period. Why are you not a team player?
And my friends are texting me too.
And it was
I
a
need to text them
betrayal
back.
of
I delete that house because
party.
I'm gonna
They
want. I
didn't
guess I
want
let them
betrayal
in, but
of
I
the
was
party
wanting to build a
and a
TC there.
betrayal of President
I'm
Obama.
like, oh, let's
rather
back
than seeing it
Is
for
that their
what it
first kill?
was, which
Yep,
was a
they
very
got killed.
serious
That was their first kill on my build.
disagreement
That's
on the
funny.
policy that
Walling
he
helps.
was putting forward.
Very tribal internally.
Very
Push them
much
back.
Do you miss it?
I don't know.
All
Part of me thinks the.
Well, I don't know
I mean,
the
there was
daily
nothing to take the
routine.
fight with. I guess I had so many
I
skirms,
don't miss,
but
you know, and then I didn't run for re-election that last year.
okay, but they got way. They should go one
I don't
TC
miss
though. This is like a
how
mistake.
dysfunctional it has become, and it's gotten.
For me, I need to get a little
vastly
bit better
more
about
dysfunctional,
my initial castle
you know,
age.
in those later years. but
Especially look at all the
now, you
resources
know,
they
I was
have. Like
there,
I'm not being.
when I was there, I passed my first piece of legislation very quickly as a freshman Democrat in a Republican-controlled Congress, because at that time you could still build relationships and get things done, actually solve problems. That's a rare, very rare thing to see.
I got some knights out there kind of screw them.
I think that there are many people who are just not interested in it. They're more interested in the talking point or fighting the so-called fight instead of saying, hey, let's figure this out and put our heads together. There are some who are afraid of being criticized for working with someone from the other party.
I should throw down. I should have thrown down a couple. I should have really. They kind of catch up a little bit. I should have hammered down my lead. I probably did fine, but I definitely did a good job of reading.
It comes down to people who are putting their own self-interest or their political interest ahead.
I'm sure it's these sorts of points. Like I have such a military advantage. Like I really need to use that somehow. Like I should just go siege right now and just crush them. But I prolonged the game. I just don't know how to.
What I do miss, and there's been a.
It's like I don't know how to do decision making that well sometimes I'm in the middle of it. Like I'm just like, oh, I'm low on wood. Like I don't know if I can afford siege. Like and boom at the same time. It's like decisions.
The withdrawal from Afghanistan and the disastrous and tragic fires that happened in Maui.
I ended up finishing the game, but
in those
I definitely have some lacks.
As I saw,
lack in judgment.
Either inaction or lack of true accountability.
Oh my god! Yeah, and I just have more. I generally have more text.
Those general officers and Secretary of Defense.
Especially now, especially of course cavalry tech. But anyways,
in that withdrawal, and the fact that even still there hasn't been any kind of true accountability or oversight over the multiple layers of failures
lots to improve,
that
lots of things to just kind of nail down more. And then once I start acting, I want to like get on the ladder and see where I get to, because I think right now I'm like 1,000.
Pace of everything is ramping up at the moment, whether it's
honestly, if I had to guess, I'm probably like 1,200 elo because I suck at playing against people.
Normal people online, whether it's the pace that memes move at. Just think for a second.
Let me do
in the last 6 weeks, we went from hop to a goal to
which there's been this weird intersection between the Hawk to a Girl and political memes, by the way.
Oh yeah, well, it's one and the same. Straight into the Biden senile look at the debate thing, straight into Trump gets shot in the ear, straight back into JD Vance, into Biden steps down Kamala now as